Yes, people, I hope you're doing good. Before we get into the video, I just want to let you know that all my sample packs are available via the link in the bio. Use code YouTube20 for 20% off everything. Welcome back to the channel. Before I get started, don't forget to like and subscribe to keep updated with all the latest videos. I've been a bit quiet over the last few months. That was just because I wanted to upgrade the equipment I've got to make better quality videos. I've now done that. I've got improved mic, got improved webcam, also got the Apple trackpad, which is helping workflow. So yeah, in 2025 there should be higher quality and more frequent videos. So if there are any ideas that you want me to do videos on, just drop them in the comments, and I'll consider doing a video on them. Today's video is going to be a track breakdown of my track Muuve, which is out now on 303 Lovers. It's got some decent support and some cool videos have come from this track. Played at various clubs around the world. So yeah, let's jump into it. So first of all, I'll just play you like a section of the track. So I'll do the first drop just to get a feel of the track if you've not heard it already. Cool. Yeah, so let's get into it. Start off with the kick. So yeah, nothing special going on here, just a kick out of a sample pack. As always, put it in mono, and then we've got a little bit of EQing happening on that. But yeah, I always try and find a kick that I like so that I don't have to do too much processing on it. Just a little bit of EQ and obviously putting it in mono. We've also got this roll kick, which is on the lead up to the drop. It's actually a different kick to the one above. But yeah, it's just to add a little bit of tension into the breakdown just before the track drops. And then moving on to the bass. This is actually just a sample. So sometimes, there's nothing wrong with just using a bass out of a sample pack. All I've done is some EQing on it. Basically nothing. I must have thought it sounded all right, so just left it as it is. %90 of the times I will write a bass line, usually in sub-boom bass, or more recently a rolling cloud. But yeah, sometimes if the idea's flowing and I chuck a sample in there and it sounds all right, I'll just go with it. No point changing something that doesn't need changing. So yeah, kicking the bass together. You can hear as well with this kick, it's got a little bit of like, there's like a high end to it that almost comes through as like a percussion element. So even just the kick and the bass, and there's actually like a little bit of a groove going on already. Moving on to the drums. So I'll introduce these one by one so you can see how the groove builds. As I've said in previous videos, I usually start with some sort of top loop, so I'll try and introduce these elements in order of what I probably would have added them in when I was making the track. So yeah, there's lots of stuff going on in the percussion with the call and response. So I'll just play that separately for you. So I think probably the main things that are responding to each other in this will be this and this. Then we've also got this sort of so that's where a lot of the call and response is going on, and the other stuff will be supporting that and adding the glue around. So it's really important that you get that call and response. Without the call and response, yeah, it's hard to get a groove. So I'll just play the kick and the drums, and I'll add the bass in. Cool. So that's it. Yeah, that's it all for kit, bass, and drums. Most of these drum channels will just have like an EQ on them. There won't be anything special going on. I usually don't overprocess the drums too much. I just try and keep it as simple as possible and just make sure that I'm feeling the groove. That's the most important thing. There's also these snare fills as well that are happening. Again, really slight in the background. Almost, you almost can't hear them, but they are slightly just keeping the groove ticking over. Again, that's pretty much the whole way through. And before touching the vocals, I'll just add the synth in. So there is a synth that runs through the majority of this track, and it's almost like an atmospheric synth. So it's not really in your face, but it's just helping it like groove, and also it's in the breakdown as well. So I'll just add that in. So they're the fundamentals of this track in terms of the groove and yeah, like the musical elements to it. So I'll just move on to the breakdown. So in the breakdown, we've got this loop running the whole way across. So this has got an echo boy on it and just an EQ. So as you can see, this is actually a top loop, but because of the sort of like vocal element to it, I've added it into the vocal section because it's like a part of the breakdown, which is just adding a little bit of depth to the breakdown, and it's a change to what has been in the main part of the track. So I'll just play it as we go into the breakdown. A lot of the drums get taken out at the start of this breakdown as well, and that's why when we take something away, we need to add something in. So you'll hear it mainly in these parts, the sort of like it's like a laugh that comes in. We've then got these other vocals that come in. So we add that in.
What's that? Jump and don't die no man here.
So there's quite a lot of vocals going on, and this is what's adding the variation, the depth to the breakdown. So as you can see, these vocals are from all over the place, really. There's some from sample packs, there's some from like Loop Cloud. Yeah, some are just like cut up. And then there's also this vocal which leads into the drop. So this is actually just saying rock. And then I've added an echo boy, and this is really purely by accident. But it sort of sounded quite cool over the drop with this seesaw preset on Echo Boy. I use Echo Boy quite a lot on vocals, so I really think it helps sort of like mash them all in with the track to make it sound like they're meant to be there. And there's also a vocal on the drop as well. So I'll just play that all together. Yeah, so I'll move on to the drum fills, because again, these play quite a big role in the drop of this track. I'll just play them on their own. This is a mixture of drum fills just all put together just to add that tension, and also we've got the snare roll as well. And like I mentioned before, there's the rolling kick. Then when we add in the effects and the vocals, these are all the elements that are building tension in the breakdown before it drops. So as I mentioned in previous videos, it's helpful to get all these elements sort of talking to each other and getting the call and response between the elements in the breakdown, and just keep building them elements up, like add drum fills in, add vocals, just until you've got this quite complex and there's no like spaces in the build up. There's something going on all the time, something getting introduced, something getting taken away. And yeah, that's basically how you'll get that like really full breakdown, just having different things coming in and out all the time. We've also got this synth as well, which comes in just before it drops. Again, just out of a sample pack. No processing at all done on that. So yeah, that's pretty much all the elements for this track. If you've got any questions, yeah, just drop in the comment section below, please. And don't forget to